Hello, thank you so much for being here. My name is Isabel if you are new, and we are going to be on a decluttering journey together. This first video is going to be 5 tips of what to get rid of in your closet. Maybe you've been wanting to explore with minimalism or just wanting to kind of freshen up for the spring and summer. The time is now. Out with the old, you're gonna feel so much better. I'm also doing this to keep myself accountable. I absolutely hold on to clothing, especially for far past its prime. Whether I think, oh, it was expensive when I bought it, or it'll come back in style, that one gets me every time. Or, oh, I'll fit into this later. Maybe it's too big for me and I'll think, oh, maybe I'll use it in the future, or it's too small and I think maybe I'll lose weight. Whatever the reason is, we are gonna be going through what I'm actually getting rid of, and I'm gonna explain why every single piece fits into one of these 5 important categories. So the first category of things that we are gonna be getting rid of today are anything that has lived past its prime. Now, I always start with this when I'm decluttering my own closet because it's not an emotional category. It's easy to see if something has been washed too many times, if the collar is stretched out, anything that has given it too much wear, tear, maybe it's stained, whatever it is. These are easy things to spot, and when you do spot them, just put them in the donate or throw pile, depending on how worn they are, and just move on. So this first piece that I'm getting rid of is an example of 3 of the main categories that we are going to be looking out for. Now, white clothing especially falls prey to these things. So white clothing can go gray very easily. This has not gone gray, but it's because I bleach it a lot. And when you bleach white clothing a lot, it can go clear. You can see straight through this shirt. So any white that has either gone gray or been bleached so much that it has gone clear has to go right away. The next thing to look for, especially on t-shirts, is the collar stretched out. So this definitely has a slightly stretched out collar as well. And you also want to look at the hems. Are there pills? Are there any strings hanging out? Anything like that. So this is definitely going. The next piece in this category is one that has lived past its life in that it has just been washed a few too many times. So you can see that the back seam here, it literally is kind of bunching up because the seam has shrunk at a different rate than the actual material, and it kind of looks floppy in not a good way. So this you just look at and you're like, that looks like it's been worn one too many times, it's been shrunk one too many times. The kind of elastic doesn't match anymore. It's sad because I did love it, but this definitely has to go as well. The second category of clothing that we are going to be decluttering is anything that doesn't fit into our core colors. Now, this is a little bit tricky and it's going to take slightly more time, but again, there shouldn't be too many emotional attachments here. So I like to do this one second. Go through and pick out your top 5 or 6 colors that are actually in your wardrobe. Don't do this by memory. Literally go into your closet or your drawers and write down the colors of your clothing and then circle the top 5 or 6 main colors that are in there. This is a technique that I've learned when I was watching a whole bunch of videos of these girls who have these incredible 15-piece capsule wardrobes. Everything that they own fits into these very specific color categories, and that's because 1, they will all go with each other, which is very important, and 2, they tend to be the most flattering for that person. My core colors are black, white, gray, tan and neutral, light blue. So anything that doesn't fit into those categories, I literally take out of my closet, put them down, and ask myself, why do I own this piece? In this case, we've got a whole hell of a lot of pink here. I am so drawn to this one specific color of pink. It's like a bubblegum pink. I don't know why. When I'm in store, when I'm anywhere, even online, I see it and I'm like, I want that to be me. I put it on my skin and it doesn't flatter me at all. And that is definitely something to just get rid of. Not to mention, it just doesn't go with the rest of my clothing. So in this category, we had this amazing rainbow long sleeve, sort of light jumper. I wore this so many times and yet it never looked good on me. It never matched anything I was wearing. It was very hard to style. I always wanted to wear it. It was kind of like this piece that was inspirational to me, but it didn't make me look good, and therefore when I was wearing it, I didn't feel good, which is so sad because I love it and I wish that this worked for me, but it just doesn't. The next thing is this dress that I have never worn, not once. The color doesn't flatter me, and quite frankly, the shape doesn't flatter me, but I just felt, how is it stained? I have never worn this. Whatever. I just felt like this is something that I wanted to wear. And it was actually really easy to get rid of at the end of the day. Like, I still wish I could wear this, but I saw it in my closet. I was like, what is that? Pull it out. There you go. The last thing is a set that I actually have maybe worn once, which is so sad. It's from Los Angeles Apparel, and it's just this very cute, in my opinion, bubblegum pink. We've got a deep V zip. Aww. Then these matching pants. I tried to wear the pants more. They're really oversized. I got them in a size small, and these are enormous. They look like balloon clown pants. So fit aside, the color just doesn't flatter me. These things have got to go. Next up, we are going to be sorting our clothing based on number of wears. So again, go through your closet and pull out any piece that you haven't worn more than 4 times in the last 12 months. You'd think like, oh, that would be so easy to do, so easy to get rid of things that I haven't worn more than 4 times in the last year. At least for me, it's not. I see clothing that I might have loved 3-4 years ago and I'm still holding on to, even though I haven't even worn it once in the last 2 years, but I just can't let it go. I think some part of me says like, oh, this is gonna be in the future, you know, in style. This is gonna like come back and I'm gonna wish I had kept it. I just don't think that's true, and I'm gonna explain as I go, but I'm gonna show you what I'm getting rid of here. So this shirt I got when I was living in New York and I was working at a office job, and I just felt like it was so cute. It's like cropped, it's got a little bow. It is actually very flattering, but I just don't wear it. I find it very hot in the summertime because the material is thick, and yet in the wintertime it's sleeveless, and so I don't really reach for it in the wintertime either. For that reason, this definitely has to go. Next up are these 3 sort of wife beater tanks, whatever you want to call them, ribbed tanks. I got these all at once one day. I really just felt like, oh, these are gonna be so great for Florida, for the heat. I just don't like them. I don't find that they flatter me, and therefore I don't reach for them. I occasionally wear them to bed, but literally not more than 4 times each in the last year, which is such a shame because, you know, I got them within the last year, but these all have to go. They don't flatter me. I don't reach for them. Not worth it. This dress, same idea. I don't need to go too far onto detail on this one. I think it's actually very cute and it does sort of flatter me, but it's kind of this babyish look that I've been steering away from. I've been going into more adult clothing, kind of adult feeling clothing, if you will, as I approach 31 years old. But this, yeah, it's not kind of the person that I want to be, and therefore I don't reach for it. Last but not least in this category, this is the hardest one for me. Oh my God. When I got this jean jacket, it's like a cropped kind of washed black denim. It's nice and thick, it feels good. I wore it constantly. I wore the hell out of this and I loved it so much. And as a result, oh my gosh, there's strings hanging out. This could have been in the first category too, of just kind of past its lifetime. But I just didn't want to get rid of it, and I felt like, oh, a black cropped denim is just a timeless piece. You know what? No, it doesn't work. And let's say this kind of jacket comes back into style in the next like 5 years. Maybe it'll be a whole different shape or size, or maybe my aesthetic will have completely changed to the point that even if this is back in style, I might not even want to wear it. So I don't reach for this. This is one of those pieces that I've held onto for probably 4 years without wearing it more than 4 times in the last 4 years. Next up is another easy one in my opinion, and that is duplicates. One of the kind of classic plain white with a little touch of black, which I think dresses it up. I wanted to have these sneakers without specifically these. So finally, I got the Chloe's. I'm so excited about them. But any duplicate clothing, I think this also is really important for white t-shirts, and I might have to take a little peek through my white t-shirt closet after this and be a little more discerning. But anything that you really have a duplicate of, the one that you wear less, it means that you're not really wearing it. Get rid of the duplicate. You really don't need it. It's gonna clutter your space. Just be done with it. So I'm really excited to let these go. The 5th and final category of things that we are going to be getting rid of, in my opinion, is one of the hardest, and that is new clothing that we have not worn yet. These shorts are the only thing I could find in that category. I give myself 3 months, and if I haven't worn a piece in 3 months, get rid of it. These I actually got maybe a month and a half ago. I just know when I look at them, I'm not gonna wear these. Any piece of clothing, give yourself 3 months if you wanna be generous, that you have bought in the last 3 months and not worn, get rid of it. Seriously, get out, get done with it, clean it up, you're gonna feel so much better. And that is it. Those are my 5 main categories of clothing that you can get rid of right now without looking back. I'm gonna definitely be doing more deep dives into my closet. I can do closet tours, makeup tours. I also have a huge skincare closet. I can do a tour of that. I really do hope that this video was helpful for you above all, or maybe a little bit inspiring. I know that I like to watch kind of regular decluttering videos, because for me, when people have these tiny closets and they still find ways to declutter them, it makes me kind of feel stressed and anxious, like, oh, I'm not doing enough. So I really do like to watch just kind of normal people declutter. They're much bigger, normal size closets, because I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of on track and I can jump in as well. So I hope that this video gave you that feeling, and I really appreciate you being here. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.